Surviving Polar Temperatures and Inventing Guns to Gank Demons by RubixRaptor.
Howdy, we are back in the Temporal Hellscape and Eldritch Cottagecore Survival Torment Nexus block game that isn't Minecraft called Vintage Story. Last time we awoke in a barren world and settled in a castle which is now known as Port Avalon on account of the Sword of Kings sitting like 12 feet from the door. Also, like 9 people died in a tragic mining accident and bam, just like that, you're caught up and ready for this video. For new people just dropping by, Vintage Story is a survival block game set after a global apocalypse where your main goal is surviving winter. Unfortunately, we miscalculated and settled a little too far north. It gets so cold in this video that both the Celsius and Fahrenheit temperature scales reach parity, which, if you're wondering, happens at -40. Gasoline starts to freeze at this temperature, and despite that, we are still putting on fur coats to explore the northern regions of this randomly generated world to discover what ended human civilization. Which, by the way, we will be uncovering the lore of Vintage Story together, so you have been warned. There's also like demons that dwell below the earth, so our metalworking shop is making a gun to murder them, and I think that's all I need to give for the intro. Our adventure resumes as winter sits on the horizon and terrible discoveries await the players. Hope you enjoy.
I actually really liked how he set that up. So obviously we had our introduction into, hi, this is what happened last time, or this is what we're doing this time, right? But we had a, hi, if you didn't catch the last one, which you should definitely go watch the first one if you haven't, wink wink. I like that it kind of got everyone up to speed on what Vintage Story is, as well as being entertaining and progressing the narrative enough to actually be like, okay, but yeah, this is what we're doing this time as well. I think that it was woven very, very well. I actually really like this.
Okey-doke. Might as well get into the server. Last time, we traveled all the way down to the equator and killed a panda, to sum it up.
Nice.
It's been raining for 2 months at the castle. It's great.
To the basement. I got a little busy while y'all were away. Check it out.
Is that wine?
We got 12 liters and 20 liters. Last time we only had 9.
That's a lot.
Hey, what's up?
I'm ready to find
There's
out.
so many of them!
Oh!
So many of them!
Help me!
He's fine. He's fine. Okay, well, best of luck, guys. I hate it out there. It is now constantly just rain and demons. At this point,
I actually really like the textures on the cubes. I think I talked about it last time as well. It makes the world feel a lot more vibrant, alive, if you will. It's not necessarily as flat as, and this is why people mod Minecraft, right? They mod water textures, block textures. They mod all of that. And thus talking about how I like the vanilla gaming experience personally. I like to see what the devs bring first and foremost to a game. It's why, like, yes, you can hyper mod Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion into whatever you want, but I don't know. There's something about vanilla that just kind of does it for me, because that's the product that was put out. Yeah, so I guess Bethesda isn't probably the best comparison to use here, because their games are generally pretty mod friendly. You'd have to do some fixes like with the RAM and stuff, because it only pulls, I think, like 2 gigabytes of RAM by default. So there's some engine fixes you have to do, and even then there's some engine limitations. Fallout 4 here is a big one because of how the engine is done. We've talked about it a number of times before, but I think that I like the textures here. I think that there's just more that interests me about this than it does Minecraft. And I appreciate the comments that are just like, you don't have to optimize Minecraft. You don't have to do. I'm absolutely aware. Don't get me wrong. It just feels like there's potentially more here for me that interests me personally.
Vintage Story's version of the Sword of Damocles was dangling above us, that being the arrival of winter. So before we were out of time, we decided to check off one more thing that we wanted to get done, which is collect bees from a beehive that we had located down in the south. What we did not anticipate is that the original expedition, when we settled the castle, went a little too far north, and our current climate zone was going to bring winter far earlier than we were expecting. On top of that, the temperatures are also going to drop to extremes that we did not experience in our first playthrough of this game.
Like, looking at the boat, like, you can already tell there's actual sailing mechanics, right? Insert your sailing skill RuneScape meme here, right? Like, there's actual mechanics here versus boat where you just sit in boat and then zoom, right? I don't know. There's a meeting of complexity and simplicity where you can be over complex, you can be oversimplified. Absolutely. I mean, extremes in everything. I think that there's just more that tickles my fancy here. Maybe that's because I've done things like SCA, where, I mean, they're brewing a bunch of wine, right? in game. I mean, the SCA people like to cook things. People love to brew their own mead. They love doing that stuff. And anyone in SCA who goes to an event, I can definitely tell you, people love their spicy drinks, and I kind of love them for it. Shame I don't really have enough time to do SCA anymore, which is really depressing. But I think that there's a system here. And I think that's the reason why when I picked up Warframe recently, why I liked it. Because don't get me wrong, I had a lot of help from chat and a lot of kind people gift me things. I even went on the market board to get some spicy Prime mods and stuff, right? But there's still a game that I have to learn at its core. I have to learn systems. I'm doing Kuva Liches right now, trying to learn how the Lich system works, right? Did do Very Paradox Circuit yesterday, and still got to go back because I still got to get my other Incarnon, right? Like, it's interesting because, and I think that's why I'll get into certain games, and I'm very hesitant to accept help, and I'm very hesitant to be a part of a community because I want to struggle. I want to struggle bus. I want to learn the systems. I think that Minecraft is so user-friendly that it kind of takes that away from me. And I guess I can kind of parallel that to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where I enjoy something like Majora's Mask a lot better. I love the depressing 25th anniversary, actually. So, happy birthday, Majora's Mask. I really enjoy the depressing themes. I enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy the pathing and stuff. Having to learn the mechanics, right? And once you familiarize yourself with it, it's kind of second nature, right? Go to Stockpot Inn. Make sure you're not going to Stockpot Inn before. You can go in before 10 a.m., but if you go talk to Anju at the wrong time, you don't get the stock pod you can. You have to wait till, I think it's about 3 p.m. The Goron will show up, start walking and clock down, and then you just go and say, hi, I have a reservation, and then coincidentally you have the same as Goron, you get the stock pod key, right? Like, some of that becomes second nature, and I think that that's pathways that I haven't had to develop in things like Minecraft. I think maybe that's why Pokemon games, after a certain point, kind of lost my interest a little bit, too. As a huge Pokemon fan, because if something is too open-ended, or like why I like Dark Souls 3 versus Elden Ring, if something is too open-ended for me, there's so much to do and the possibilities are quite literally endless that I kind of, I guess, become overwhelmed in a sense. But, I mean, with this actually goes with the Warframe thing, where I knew exactly what I wanted to play when I started up Warframe and bought my first frame from the in-game store. Necros. I made Necros Prime right now. He's absolutely disgusting, and I love him. I can look at something like this and go, you know what, smithing and sailing in this would be pretty cool. And then I can work towards that and learn systems that build into that. I think that's what appeals to me about this game. And don't get me wrong, it is still open-ended and there's still a lot to do, but I think there's more of a sense of purpose rather than punch tree, get wood, punch rock, get stone, make actual Pokemon red as a make actual Pokemon red with redstone and bricks and stuff, right? And then go get the Ender Pearls, go to the end, fight Ender Dragon, win, right? I think that there's more systems here that I personally would enjoy. Sorry for that rant on that. I'm just having to like actually dissect what appeals to me in this.
Oh my god. They're saying it's gonna snow very soon. It better not start snowing in October, bro. Oh
Always.
No, it's snowing at base.
Rip.
Oh no. We're actually gonna drown in snow. We have to go back to the fort. The snow's hitting the boat. If it gets cold enough, it's gonna start to accumulate, and we are doomed. Technically, I think I probably did. Oh my god! What?
That was a lighting shift.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That's so cool.
You can see the moon in front of the sun. This is obstructed by the clouds.
That was crazy.
I like that. I actually really like that. I don't think Minecraft has a similar. I mean, sure, once again, modded, but like, it's so strange because I think Patrician TV, yes, I've watched his Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim videos multiple times. Yes, I am that person. Oh my god, I love his content. It's like he says in critiquing Skyrim, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't remember the exact thing. It was a 9-hour video. That I think he was doing it vanilla to give as objective a criticism as he could with it, because once you add mods, it inherently becomes something different. It becomes something more subjective, right? Whether that's, you're using combat overhaul mods, like my buddy uses. He uses locational damage mods, which make it fair for both him and the enemy, even at higher difficulties. Bethesda has that tankiness problem, right? That everything becomes sponges at higher difficulties and just hits really, really hard. Where if you aim for the head, right, it can be a one shot. So bow towards head equals profit, right? Or you can or you can dead space somebody's arm, right? I mean, yeah, you can modify that. I hear there's people that have modified Skyrim into Dark Souls, right, where you have combat rolls and stuff now. Which, you know, does that retain the core identity of the game? People modding in like Fallout suits, modding in modern firearms and stuff to make Skyrim an FPS, right? Like, it doesn't even have to change the game that much. The unofficial patch, if I remember correctly, actually does change some things, and I think garners a little bit of controversy because of it, because it does change things like certain in-game items, certain dialogue, I think. Like, there's actual changes to it, which is why, personally, I haven't touched the unofficial Skyrim patch as much as it's required for things, as much as it fixes. I would much rather make the game more stable than change the core experience, even if it's something like a hooded cloak now has a different keyword attached to it when it didn't beforehand, right? Like, to me, that is a little bit of a step too far. But even then, Oblivion's unofficial patch did that as well, where it fixed an issue with a dupe glitch running the skull staff. Right? I can't remember what it was. It was the skull on top of the staff, and you could make a mirror image of something, and that led to some shenaniganry, especially in the original. I'm sure in the remake there might be variants of it. I digress. I'm going off the rails on this one. I think to get as objective as a focal point as possible, I think I have to look at things without mod usage. Yes, while it is very user-friendly, yes, while it is able to create brand new experiences, I don't think it's necessarily fair to criticize something or to praise something because, oh, I love Skyrim. Oh, yeah, the unofficial patch, though. Okay, but that's with the understanding that you're having to use external things. Like, what to someone like me, what is the core experience? Something like this, so far, has been something that I've looked at Vintage Store and been like, okay, there's systems here. Sure, maybe the game has issues. It could potentially have issues. Sure, it does have issues. But the core experience here, there's enough systems that seem like they're fleshed out, and the presentation is good enough. Like, look at the boat swaying back and forth, right? They didn't need to do that. I appreciate that they did that, but they didn't need to do that. And that's what sells a game to me.
I didn't like that. Oh, my poor character's shivering. We also probably filled this up with cobble here. No one has to know that the actual center of it is going to be dirt. No one has to know.
That's the one.
And you won't tell.
It's the coconut JPEG situation.
There's something about the way Vintage Story does snow that makes me very happy.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
You can see it hitting the side of the wall and then accumulating down here.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
That's crazy looking.
They must survive.
Your turnips ain't making it, son. Sorry.
They must survive.
So
You just gotta believe.
but the good thing about the turnips is you are right. They are cold weather crops for sure. However,
Yeah.
endless blizzard. Look at the
They
roof.
gotta last another 10 degrees. That's all.
Because you're good with aesthetic design, can you make a fireplace here that like goes into the wall? Oh, please? Fuck, I used the same one. I'm crazy.
He's talking to himself again.
No, there's a 1,000 people that live in my head that are collectively known as chat, and they give me good ideas and a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, that is the hive mind of this chat.
Oh, dude, look at the hay stockpiles.
Very cool.
We just need more firewood. Oh,
bees.
they built the apiary. We got our little bee sanctuary here.
That's so
Wait.
cool. I think that's what I love about games like this, right? Like, this is one of those where I debated once upon a time on doing a Minecraft server. I don't know how to host it. I can't leave my device on all the time. Thus, I never was able to actually do one. And I don't know what hosting on Vintage Story looks like. That being said, I think it's one of those that I was mostly just curious. Like, if I left chat to their own devices, reasonably so, right? Like, if you're, gonna write some not so good words, or if you're going to make very suspiciously shaped objects, right? I mean, that's just instant ban, right? But to see what kind of creations people could come across, right? To see what kind of creations that people could do, like what ingenuity they have. that's definitely something that I feel gets gated and gets heavily like monitored and moderated, because somebody spends 40 hours into a build project and then somebody comes along and just creepers you, right? It's not a fun experience. I imagine it's not fun in any way, shape, or form. Thus getting into, okay, but how do you make backups? How do you do regular server things? So if something does happen, something catastrophic does happen like that, is there a way to roll back the server? I don't know. Like that's a whole level of, I don't know how that works. But it's been a fascinating thought experiment of mine.
The rain stopped. The rain stopped. Holy shit! It only took 3 months of raining.
Amazing.
Jesus.
How goes the bakery? Oh.
Take that. Whoa.
Bro, we got gates.
You got
Big.
gates? I also stole the Excalibur.
What?
The whole
Nice.
thing.
Why didn't all the unworthy kings just pick up the whole ass rock that Excalibur was in and just carry it off? This is completely unrelated to the Vintage Story gameplay, but apparently there's some contention that the sword in the stone is actually Caliburn and not Excalibur, and that Excalibur was given by the Lady in the Lake, and Caliburn was just the sword to prove that you're a worthy king. I honestly couldn't find a straight answer online, so if you're knowledgeable in Arthurian legend, please let me know in the comments. Regardless, we stole the whole last thing, and now it's sitting in the middle of our castle.
I looked.
I absolutely love that. I'm also curious to the answer, because I hear back and forth, and it gets so lost in pop culture. It gets so lost in translation. And then somebody might be like, oh, well, this is the thing, but this is clearly like, that work is clearly designed as mythos or designed to be a retelling of room. It's so interesting. To try to pull back the veil of just like what is actually fact and what is fiction here.
At that tapestry, and I discovered tapestry lore.
Oh.
I'd heard rumors of these creatures back then. When the
Rot
sickness
beast.
reached the brain, it sometimes led to the extended bouts of madness. A patient in the Lazar house might suddenly rage against those around them. In the case of beasts, it led to these wandering monstrosities, skin sloughing off, full of rage and fear. They mindlessly attacked anything around them. Naturally, any survivors of such an onslaught were likely to contract the rot as well.
Ah, okay. So it's okay. It's okay, chat. We're just dealing with Nurgle. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nurgle loves you.
So zombies, essentially. Oh, Jay, you're the only large streamer I endorse? I don't even consider myself a streamer yet. It's been like 3 weeks on Twitch. Also, what do you mean endorse? Stamp of approval on my actions? Because I will commit acts of great evil within the next month, I'm sure. So you might not want to like put that hat in the ring, you know? Yeah. It's like you have 20 liters of cranberry wine. Oh no. I was a little thirsty. Help me! I've entered the alcohol plane. I was so drunk I slipped between the atoms. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I can't get out. No, it's like Interstellar. Free me! Free me! Is Jay building toilets? No. This is supposed to be a lovely kitchen.
It spins.
That reminds me of the it was like the cursed house design memes, right? I think there was something where there was it was like the kitchen, and I think like right next to it with like an open door was the bathroom, like just right next to each other. I don't know why that reminded me of it, but it's there.
Oh my god!
I love gear ratios.
Respectable.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
That thing looks crazy.
Behold the pole arm.
I love it.
Throw it on my stick. Like, damn it.
You have been working outside too long, brother.
Not a
Behold.
Why is that so? Okay, that took half my HP. Got him.
Probably
No. That's right for pole arms. That is very accurate.
should have done that right before a storm.
Oh, here it is.
The bread's still cooking. Something's wrong in the kitchen. My bread is still cooking. I'm gonna drink a bunch of alcohol right now.
Green.
Oh, it's getting bad.
Yeah,
I'm seeing shit out there, man. Oh my god, Noxie. Oh, hey, careful, man. If I hit you with this, you might explode.
Wings are so wide, Jay.
I love playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Steven. Okay, time to go. I need to check my bread, actually.
To be burnt.
And then we stuff it with fat, and then we seal it. Just
Oh.
put it on the ice. Behold, the 1 to 4 serving of red meat stew with boiled carrot, fresh for 5.8 years.
I love everything about this title. I love everything about this description.
If only there was soy sauce, man. There is. I can make soy sauce.
Amazing.
It is minus 18 Celsius outside. Holy shit. God, this tavern, holy shit, it is cozy.
Yeah, this is a significant improvement today.
What the fuck? Why is there just a raccoon here?
Look, the raccoon knew what he did, okay? The raccoon deserved it.
Hey, Walrus, your boat's ice locked to the lake.
Oh.
Criminy, I figured that would happen.
We could break through the ice, fun in parentheses. Hey man, this is why everyone's tuned in. This is explicitly what everyone wants to see. So if anyone
See, people think we're joking. No. This is why people tune in, because it's the evolving developmental aspect of this. Like, how does streamer solve this problem? And it watches intently.
remembers, back when we spawned into this world, we passed by a paladin tower from an age-long past before, you know, the apocalypse. So it is now at this point that we put an expedition team together to sail over to the tower and kill the locust nest infested in it. It was impossibly cold over at that tower, by the way. However, those dead paladins had a lot of pretty stuff, so it was probably worth it.
I'm already freezing, by the way.
Go, quickly, everyone hold a torch.
All right.
My character is getting
Winterville.
very. I'm at 32 degrees body temperature. I think I'm going to start dying.
I think we should probably warm up, and this is our final destination right here. Now I'm starting to freeze to death.
We are halfway there, and the sun is setting, so there it is.
There's more of them. There's more of them.
Oh my god.
So many. Oh.
Need to get a little closer to the hive up there. So you're standing.
Oh.
It's kind of Zelda-esque now that I'm looking at it. Like, I mean, once again, like my favorite era in Zelda was very specifically Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. I do want to go and expand to other titles at some point, which I'm sure we will definitely look at on the VOD channel. Wink, wink, isn't Kip TV. At some point, I'll definitely get around, because Link to the Past, I've heard, is just a masterful entry. RubixRaptor, right? Sequelitis comparing Link to the Past to Ocarina of Time. I would very much like to, as someone who grew up with Majora's Mask, going back to Ocarina, very much like to give my thoughts blindly into Link to the Past. I think it'd be very interesting, having played Four Swords Adventures on the GameCube, which is, I guess, similar enough in system to a degree. But very much a Zelda-ism of just aiming up, whacking thing with bow, very invocative of that, which also makes me, like, sad that we don't have more games with hook shots. Like, I feel like that's such primo territory. Like, the best vehicle in Halo Infinite is literally the grapple. And I'm just like, why don't more games have the hook shot? I wonder if it's just a physics and coding thing.
What the hell is that? Oh my god.
Body armor on me.
Fuck it up here. I found the kitchen, guys. There's transmissions for gears. 11 Terra Preta.
What?
I'm taking that.
Amazing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, a jukebox!
Oh, mine. God loot. This place is great. We were here at the start of the game. It is negative 30. Oh my god, it's negative 30 up here.
I didn't realize you could go all the way up to the roof.
Oh, don't go up
Like,
there.
you can-
It is cold. Once again, this game is hauntingly cozy.
Uh-huh.
Being in a lost paladin tower, warming up in their kitchen.
Yeah.
What's under your arm?
It's so large temporal gear.
Oh my god.
Neat.
When you said that, the insanity music started to play. Hopefully, me being soaking wet now will not have any consequences.
No, sir.
Mile.
I'm freezing!
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Just hold on, Jebs. Just hold on. Holy shit.
Oh, it's free.
No.
I clicked it and it crashed me instantly. I lit the ranch on.
I think that I'm usually not a huge fan of survival mechanics, actually. So something like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, having to eat the things to deal with certain status conditions, different armors for different things. Kind of almost the Monster Hunter effect, having to go through Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Your stamina takes a hit, and I think it's cold. And you take damage in heat, stamina takes a hit in cold, I think, right? Something like that. I can't remember offhand. But usually I'm kind of like, let me play the game. But I think in this, I think it's super additive. And it actually makes me look forward to a system like this. Like, I know there's a number of people that love it. I'm sure there's a number of people who play like Skyrim survival, right? Like that's their default way to play. And they love Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild because, oh, well, I have to make sure that I put a red hot chili in this to make sure that I can survive the colder climates, right? Like, absolutely. I'm usually just not a fan of those, but this feels like it's actually incredibly additive. And I'm kind of into it.
Oh, we gotta go help Jebs.
I lit the ranch on fire. Help? What?
Makes sense.
Okay, Tone's house is glowing blue. We should address that later, by the way. Oh my god, his house is on fire! Oh
God, oh Jesus, I'm on fire.
Oh my, it's over. No, the whole ass ranch. Go grab a bucket of water, someone, quick!
Shit, man. He's a wooden house with a thatch roof, brother. This thing is cooked.
This is rough.
This sucks, huh? There's been a ranch disaster. Oh, Jebs died. That was an arrow. Hey, Ty. Rough place to stand. What a horrid night. What a terrible night in Vintage Story.
Well, the lantern didn't actually light, and it lit the floor on fire.
Nice.
Instantly engulfed the entire house in these.
That's the start to the LA fires, man. That's the cow kicking the oil lamp. Our entire lake is frozen here. Dude.
I actually really like the mini map in the top right. I'm sure there's a button for that. I actually really like that.
Look at that view.
It do look good.
I'm of course going over the footage of when we first arrived at this castle, and it's just barren. It has nothing in it. It's covered in vines and fog. And now we're like in the middle of winter, and it's just so fucking cozy, bro. I love it. It's about at this point we decide to pursue the main story again in Vintage Story, all while in the background our blacksmiths were sitting in their forge for like hours every session making a gun, but that'll show up later. For now though, we had a lead that in an abandoned castle far to the north there was a trader who, if you gave him a bronze pickaxe, would reveal the location of a long lost dungeon. This is going to be the main way to progress the whole story, so again we put an expedition together and traveled north, which might not have been the best idea to do in January, which by the way, we passed the new year and we're officially in year 2, so that is farther than we got in the last playthrough. But man, it is so cold. The issue is we're traveling further north, so it could just plummet temperature-wise.
I love that he brought up the fact that, oh yeah, the Smiths were working hours a day to make an gun. Oh, don't worry, it'll come up later. Obligatory Chekhov's gun meme. But that's not how Chekhov's gun worked because it has to be in the opening scene, if I remember it correctly. Which technically it kind of was, or at least alluded to, right? At least it was, and it's alluded to in the title. So I guess that could be a Chekhov's gun question mark. I'd have to have somebody who understands literary and narrative devices better than I do compare and contrast that.
It is a cold day. It is not great.
Cold day.
What the fuck, man?
Dude, he's such a cold day.
Okay.
What?
Am I alive?
100%.
Is this just a coal mine down here?
Voice is stealing.
Oh! That armor 100% saved your life. Jesus Christ. You're not an early 18th century child in a London coal mine.
He is, though. He actually.
we need to go.
Oh shit, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a campfire in here. Hello, demon. Complex.
Oh,
drug.
hello. There's a trader here.
There's just a guy that lives in here. Okay, this is the guy that brings us to the dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay, we did it. We found the guy. Big. Let me take a look. Oh my god, that is far away.
I wonder if, because it looks like it's loading in chunks. I wonder if being on an HDD versus solid state affects load speed of that.
Oh my god, that is far away.
Good.
This is great shorts weather. It is negative 39 Celsius.
Yikes.
It is negative 39 right now. Yeah, take it too deep of a breath and you're just gonna freeze internally, bro. Oh,
cool.
guys! Holy shit!
That's cool.
That's such a big bear. Oh my god! This is it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Why is it so big? This is a Goliath. Fight it, Bugs. Fight it.
Oh, we're gonna take some casualties.
The northern voyage has gone so wrong. Oh, this is just a boat of agony. We're all freezing to death. It's negative 29 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's like the pain orchestra.
I wonder if the inverse is true though. So if you're so far north that it gets freezing to this point, I wonder if you go more towards the quote unquote equator, right? We go more to a more tropical climate. I wonder if it's just so hot that you'll take damage. I'm assuming the inverse is true.
Quail, quickly! We're dead. We're good. We're good. Oh, the sniper! Sniper! Where is he? Where are they?
The VC sniper's been taken out.
It's so fucking cold, says Brad.
Where did we get antlers? That's cool as hell. Wait.
No, Bugs killed a mature moose and put antlers up there.
Nice.
That's cool.
It is negative 24 Celsius outside. I'm glad I'm inside the warm tavern. This next part is going to need a little context, and I don't think I can explain it in a way that doesn't make me sound insane, but on my Twitch, I have a channel point currency called Greg's, which are just fish, and started during a Hammerwatch stream, and I can't really define its origin. Regardless, there was a prediction where you could wager said fish, and a mod put it up, and then immediately ended the prediction and collected all the Gregs without the actual prediction coming to fruition. It was theorized the mod in question was Toten, who is also on the server, so everyone in chat wanted him to be killed. That is your context for what is about to happen. Oh, also, the blacksmith made a gun, so that's gonna play a role. He put a smiley face in chat. I think he placed the bet, tried to embezzle it, but then accidentally ended the poll by selecting an option.
Yes.
A lot of people want you dead.
Welcome back.
A lot of people want you gone. I'm sorry. Yeah, what's up? Uh-oh.
I can handle it.
What do you mean?
Loads of musty with
I'm
malicious
rocks away.
intent.
Give me a second.
I'm still loading. Hold on. Takes a while.
I didn't even get a fair trial.
Okay. Let's have a trial by the holy tree. Okay. So the evidence? You're guilty.
Yes.
No, it seems fair to me.
I'll have...
The culmination of 15 days of work.
Yep.
The ultra mega crunk juice.
Oh no.
Spelt whiskey.
10 liters of ale turns into 0.25 liters of spelt.
No.
That is the face of this is about to be an absolute time.
Oh, this is the whole thing. I think silver armor stops bullets.
No.
Absolutely not.
Silver and notoriously. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gritty it. Yeah.
Awful.
So now with a gun to kill God constructed, we headed out once again towards the X that the northern trader marked on our map. This is the first of the very big story locations, and ours happened to spawn on top of a glacial peak that was like negative 38 degrees Celsius. That's like Antarctica, man.
I give it 3 big booms.
What is that from? Oh, Quail! Quail!
Sorry about the death of your brother. He gets 5 big boobs.
Okay, fireplace.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
This is a sick ass trader. What the hell?
That's actually
Did
really
someone
cool.
buy a wolf? Oh my god! Holy shit! That guy is. Jeff, don't kill his wolves! Don't kill his wolves! Oh, this is like the one scene where it's a pan-in shot of Legolas running across a giant field full of little ponds.
Thanks for the reminder that I'm way overdue for my watch of the trilogy.
Oh my god! A sinkhole tie? Tie? Okay. Oh, you're horrifying. There's so many.
That's a lot.
Moose.
Being chased by the goddamn moose.
The moose is the terrifying one.
What a lovely fire. Dude, can we get some W's in chat for arson? I will regret saying this in part 3, but I'm not going to spoil it. Oh my god, go. They're coming out. Holy shit. It's the Lorax. He sent his legion. Oh my god, there's so many coming up the hill. It's negative 38 up here. Keep going. Yeah, this is cool as hell, honestly.
Very much
this is
so.
sick.
Yeah.
I actually really much like the transparency, the opacity for the ice blocks. I don't know why, but it reminds me of old school RuneScape for some reason. Very much a fan of this.
There we are.
Everything else is ice.
Anyone got a spare torch to throw down there? Oh,
Yeah, I got Cether.
holy shit.
That is deep.
Yeah, so you can't.
Man,
Drums in the deep.
What?
Oh, there.
you can hear the monolith humming over there.
I just want to get in a room. I hate these fucking stairs.
Huge arrow drops. Big black bronze arrows. That's massive.
Yeah.
Massive W.
Oh, black hole.
Yep. Ignite the machine,
Friend, do you
Toten,
wanna
our resident
hold on to all
clockworker.
this stuff, I can touch more.
Oh, yeah. The light
I think this is really cool. I think it's really cool that you can go in and just reactivate an old ruin like this. I think this is super cool.
should be on out here.
I love this. That is
Holy
massive.
shit. By the way, this is
that's,
vanilla. This is not a
I
modded
need to
structure.
throw
This is part
my
of the
armor.
main game.
Oh.
It's one of the main
Infinitely
story
spawning
progression
monsters?
missions. This whole room repeats multiple times. So during the temporal event, it just like Matrix recreated all these rooms over and over again.
Saw Blade Locust.
This makes me wonder, since this is main story prog, it makes sense that it could be designed in the way that it is, but I wonder if you can have randomly generated ruins like this as well, because if so, that's a selling point.
A saw blade look? Oh my god.
Oh.
Rep just shot it?
I missed.
Oh shit. Are you ready? Here we go. Go,
temporal
my
gear.
contraption, spin.
Oh, I don't like that.
You don't really need firewood.
It wub.
Where are we going?
Oh, you got it?
on the
Okay, we can
pump
leave.
left,
We
yeah.
can get out of here. After scavenging through this underground shelter for a while, we managed to gather all the equipment to repair the engineering room. This, in turn, opened the steel doors that would eventually lead to the library. However, it was guarded by a damaged automaton known as an Eidolon. The Eidolon used to be the final boss of this game, and normally it's a hard-pitched fight, especially if you're not wearing layered metal armor. However,
Right.
when you shove an entire 12 idiots with swords at it, the boss's health and damage scales to that people, arguably to a point where it is broken. We fashioned a gun, which does like 46 bars of damage. For reference, an entire person's health is only 15. However, shooting it directly in the face would only barely visibly move this thing's health bar. Then it brings up the fact that anyone that watched the streams is familiar with is that we allowed unlimited teleports during this playthrough. That being, as long as you had one person still alive, you could teleport back to them to get your stuff or rejoin
Right.
a fight. That's partly
sense.
because if someone was killed, they'd have to travel like 17 kilometers to come back, which would take like 3 hours in real life. But also,
Right.
this motherfucker's health scaled so badly that if we didn't have an unlimited torrent of players being thrown at it, as well as black powder weaponry, I don't think we would have killed it. So I hope you enjoyed this fight. It was miserable.
Okay.
That sounds amazing. It sounds like just a world boss from an MMO, right? Like you're in the Misty Mountains in Lord of the Rings Online. You're like, why does that giant tree ant looking thing? Why does that have a special health bar? Wait a minute.
You guys ready for this?
Good luck, guys. I'm gonna
I have an
cheer you
iron
on
one.
from up here.
That's why.
Good luck.
Bye bye. Oh
There
my
it is.
god.
Oh my god!
Throw torches. We can't see shit down here.
That is a
We
lot.
lost the paladin! Chad, I hope you're ready to watch this fight for the next hour.
Yeah.
Guys, I need reinforcement. Please. Oh, we're getting huge damage, huge damage. Jens took a hit, but it's for the cause. Oh! I cut off Gem's head. I'll be the man. I'll admit it. I cut Gem's head off. Oh, I hit Gems in the head again. I'll be the man. I'll be the first one to admit it. I cut Gems' head off. Oh, why is this so much harder than the first time we fought this guy? Good shot. Oh.
Rip.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Locust still, Locust.
Because remember, at that point, it's less about, nose to the grindstone, go ham, massive skill, right? It's more, that becomes an endurance fight. You have to keep up performance over the course of a longer period of time. So that in itself tests a different skill set entirely.
Jesus.
That's also an immobilized automaton.
That fight was busted. That was broken as there was no way in hell without an unlimited teleport matrix that we'd ever kill that demon. Oh, it's been opened.
Oh my.
We're in the library.
Welcome to the Grand Archives.
Holy shit, this is goofy.
What are you wearing an abacus on your head? What is that?
Dude, Tone's little creature. Hey man, how you doing?
In true like Souls boss fashion. Oh my god, he's a king.
Crown.
A king.
Check out what I just got.
He's got a little bird statue. Tone, you got the glider schematics, right?
Yeah, I do have the glider schematic.
Bless. It is now at this point that we decide to end our expedition after killing a robotic demon god thing and return to our base. Normally, before the update that came out this year, this was the end of the game. However, it's not anymore. It's weird to think that this is actually the start of the story now. In the middle of the library, there is a resonance recorder that has the voices of kind of an unknown entity. My personal theory is that someone talked into it from the past and is talking to a future us. Regardless, they list a bunch of locations that we should look into for an unknowable reason. So we decided, out of everyone that we've met who might know what they are, the trader in the northern castle might know the most. Unfortunately, Scorch lit his entire castle on fire, so we're just gonna pray that he didn't die.
Make sure to let Dingus on. Look at him.
We're not letting Dingus on.
We're good.
Never let.
Dingus!
Bye, Dingus.
It's okay. Dingus will catch up.
Dingus is very fast when you don't look at him.
That is the most terrifying thing you've ever said.
What the hell? Do you hear that?
I do hear that.
Tone's made something.
Tone's made something. What has he been up to?
What is this?
That? He is up to something foul down here.
You can't know that we found it.
I love everything about this. I don't know what he's made. This is why I love this. Just it's the moment when you're like, who let the engineer cook? What's happening?
You can't let him know.
He knows. He's all knowing.
Why is there running water?
Dingus will report to him. Tone's made something very bad.
What has he done?
Us killing that boss has activated his gear array under the castle.
Oh.
You hear it?
What?
He said it. There's a gear array under his bees. And on that terrifying note, that is the end of part 2. I find it funny because I was vehemently saying I was not going to make this a trilogy series of a playthrough, and here we are. Hopefully, everything going right. The last part of this adventure where we discovered just some really cool stuff should be in about a week. So this is a poorly segued pitch to subscribe to the channel. Also, I have a second channel, which should be linked in the description, which has the VODs that we are uploading from this in case you just want to watch like 40 straight hours of vintage story. It is there. I'm honestly pretty excited because the number one thing I want to do is give a full tour of the base after the playthrough, because what the castle turned into was just a cozy base that we survived like mega winter in. It's still gonna be cold. Next part, we actually have to find the Northwest Passage to venture into an undiscovered western continent. It's very cool. I'll stop babbling and play the outro, but I cannot wait to see you guys in the last part. Also, of course, all this was streamed on Twitch, which, by the way, I try to stream every Friday, so I might be live right now if it is the day that this video came out on. If you found the time, feel free to hop by and tell me what you think of the video, and I believe that is it. I hope you have a wonderful day.
What a banger video. I absolutely love this. And I'll make sure to include his VOD channel as well in the description. As always, right, I link the original channel as well as the original video, but I'll make sure to link the his VOD channel as well. I want to do what I can to help him, to help what people I can find his content and help him get to that 1 mil, because he definitely has the skill, he definitely has the personality, he has it, absolutely. So I want to help him in what ways that I can to get to 1 mil, because I think he's just a cool creator. I think he's a cool person, and he plays a lot of cool games, and he's definitely sold me on this game, which yeah, usually as someone who's kind of opposed to open-ended, open-world games, right? Just because there's not really a whole lot to do. This kind of speaks to me. So thank you, RubixRaptor, for an amazing video. And thank you, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.